is the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington.
Anne Howard has twice encountered Christopher Weber, the youth she was accused of blinding many years ago. Fearing to identify herself, she has not had the chance to ask him the question that is uppermost in her mind, the question that has brought her back to Peyton Place.
Hello.
Hello.
Haven't I heard you somewhere before?
You have a good memory.
I never forget a pretty girl. What brings you into Ada's on a Saturday afternoon?
Some good jazz. How long have you been playing?
Oh, about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's amazing. I'd have said at least an hour.
Do you play?
Just a dedicated listener. Tell me, am I wrong, or do I detect a strong James P. Johnson influence in that left hand?
Kiss me again. How in the world did you ever get put on to James P. Johnson?
Told you, I'm a dedicated listener.
I believe it. Do you feel like listening now?
Always.
Good. I feel like playing. Say, I owe you some smokes. You forgot yours the other night.
Oh, it's all right.
No, listen, I said I was going to stock up for the next time we met. In my shirt pocket, you'll find enough to carry us through a medley of my all-time hits.
All right.
I've been away from the old axe for a long time. But there's one thing very reassuring about a keyboard. It never changes. You told me the other night you'd been here in Peyton Place when you were a little girl. Tell me, has it changed much since then, do you think?
Oh, not really.
You mentioned that you'd taken a job here. What kind of work do you do?
Well,
I ask a lot of questions, don't I? I told you my middle name was Sherlock. Well, if you're not going to tell me, let me guess. Anyone who knows about James P. Johnson's left hand can be only one thing, a professor of musicology, right?
you're wrong. I'm a physical therapist.
Then you work in the hospital?
Yes.
I know the inside of that place just about as well as I know these pieces of ivory. Dr. Morton took care of me when I lost my sight. His office is exactly 37 paces past the nurse's station on the left side of the hall. Physical therapist. Sounds like interesting work. What made you decide on that?
Oh, it seemed challenging and useful.
I think you'd be a good one. I'm in law school.
Oh?
Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. I just thought since you play the piano so well...
You thought I was a pro? I thought about it, but I decided that this is about as close to Carnegie Hall as I'll ever get. I play with a group when I'm in town. We call ourselves the Wharf Rats, and we're very big at high school dances. We're playing at the Shoreline tonight. I'd ask you to come down, but this is all you'd hear. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Hey. Do you remember this?
Little Girl Blue.
Right. Anybody you know?
Why do you ask?
How about this?
Where or when?
do remember, don't we, Anne?
How long have you known?
You're Ann Colby? It was never just a casual encounter. The other night on the wharf, here, now.
That's true. I wanted to talk to you. Chris, I don't remember everything. I remember what they told me. That I was the one who pushed you and caused your blindness. But I don't remember doing it. You see, that's why I came back, to find out the truth. Because I don't believe it. I never did. But that isn't the point, because I just want to find out the truth no matter what it is. Do you remember? Chris?
Excuse me.
What is it? You look like you've seen a ghost.
A little girl in a red sweater. The last person my eyes ever looked at. They were all laughing, yelling at her.
Chris? You're hurting my hand.
I met her the first day I came back. She was a voice, a nice voice, a nice, friendly girl with a nice, friendly voice. I liked her perfume. I liked her. We never got around to names. Why did she have to come back?
Don't think about her. I'll tell Lee he'll make her go away.
I don't want him to know. I want her here to find out what I feel. When you learn to hate, it takes a long time to unlearn. Lee used to tell me, don't give up, Chris. She wanted to hurt you. You're alive. You're blind, but you're alive. We can get back at her someday. We can get back at Ann Colby. How he hated her. How he hated her. Why did he hate her so much?
You're his brother. I guess I would have hated her too.
But someone pushed me. I felt a hand push me.
She did it. They all saw her.
But she isn't sure. Why isn't she sure?
She could be lying.
She didn't have to come back. It was all over for all of us. I believe her when she says she wants to know the truth. If what I believed all these years, if what we all believed wasn't the truth, if Ann Colby didn't push me off the bluff that day, who did it and why?
Stephen, if you put shutters on those bookshelves, your clients wouldn't have to look at all those dusty law books.
Well, Mr. Dow just gave up the office yesterday. Isn't it proper to wait for a decent interval?
Mr. Dahl has retired. It is your office now, and I want it to look like your office. Hey, how about this?
Discussions on decorating do not make for a quiet evening at home.
Just look.
How about drapes on the bookshelves?
Impossible.
I agree.
As long as you're up, would you get me a ginger ale?
At least you're having a quiet evening at home. Don't move. As long as I'm up. Hello?
Stephen, this is Anne. I thought I ought to tell you. I just spoke with Chris Weber.
Miss Weber? Well, how did that happen?
I'm meeting Mike Rossi here at Ada Jack's Tavern. Chris was here practicing. He's going to play at the Shoreline tonight.
Well, what happened, Anne?
I had to talk to him again. I just couldn't help myself. Stephen, he knew who I was without my saying.
Well, how did he behave? Was he angry, hostile?
I don't know. I can't describe it.
Well, what did he do?
He just got up and walked out. Did I do the wrong thing? Talking to him?
No, I don't think so. Thanks for calling me. Goodbye.
What's wrong?
You and I are going to go to the Shoreline tonight, Mrs. Cord.
Well, what happened to our quiet evening at home?
You'll have to wait. Besides, I wouldn't be able to concentrate on you, and that would be a pity.
Freshen any?
Hi.
Hi. Well, how'd it go?
Ada, my dear, if I never live to be another day older, this will be the one to remember. I want a beer. Hi, Miss Howard. How are you?
Catch anything?
Well, I was just wondering if you might have any spare ice you might give me.
For what?
For a 6-pound rock cod I caught.
What 6-pound rock cod?
You mean you want to see it?
How do I know you aren't just trying to talk me out of some free ice?
Oh, I see. Well, how do you like this, my dear lady?
Elliot, that's a beaut.
Isn't it gorgeous?
What'd you catch it on, a spoon or a shiner?
No, that's a shiner.
Fight?
Fights like a son of a gun. I'm telling you, Ada, I got him halfway into the boat. Suddenly he does a flip. Then my rock.
I'll get you some ice.
All right, thanks.
The eyes, those dead eyes. I never could look at them.
I know what you mean. I'm kind of sorry about that.
Oh, please, it's all right. It was silly of me.
Well, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
Mr. Carson, would you excuse me, please?